What if I told you scientists figured out how to hack your brain into deep sleep using nothing but sound? Not a pill, not a $400 sleep tracker, not some weird breathing exercise your therapist's therapist swears by. Sound. And here's the part that actually broke my brain when I found out. Your brain has been capable of doing this your entire life. They just figured out how to control it from the outside. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand sleep in a way that most sleep doctors honestly never explain to you. And I'm not going to make you sit through 8 minutes of sleep hygiene tips before I get to the actual thing. The science is real, the method is real, and I'm going to walk you through all of it right now. Quick warning though, if you're the type of person who opens a video, watches 45 seconds, and then opens Instagram mid-sentence, close the tab. This isn't that kind of video. This is the kind of video you watch once, and it changes how you think about sleep forever. If you can make it through without disassociating, you're already ahead of most people who clicked on this. Let's go. Here's what's actually happening when you can't sleep. Your brain runs on electrical signals, and those signals have frequencies, like radio stations. Right now, watching this, your brain is probably running what scientists call beta waves, somewhere between 13 and 30 hertz. That's your, I'm awake, I'm thinking, I'm slightly stressed about my inbox mode. When you zone out or relax, scrolling your phone, staring at the ceiling, you drop into alpha waves, around 8 to 12 hertz. And when you're in real, deep, restorative sleep, your brain is running delta waves, under 4 hertz. Here's the problem. Most of us try to go from beta straight to delta. That's like trying to go from 80 miles per hour on the highway to a full stop. No brakes, just vibes. And then we wonder why we're lying there at 1 a.m. fully exhausted, but our brain is out here writing a full documentary about an embarrassing thing we said in 2014. Yeah, same. So there's this missing step. Almost nobody talks about it. It's called theta. Theta waves sit at 4 to 8 hertz, and this is where things get genuinely wild. Theta is the state your brain enters right before you fall asleep. It's also the state you're in during deep meditation, during REM dreaming, and here's the part I couldn't stop thinking about. It's the state that researchers consistently link to memory consolidation, emotional processing, and creative breakthroughs. Like the actual reason some people wake up with solutions to problems they were stuck on the night before, that's theta doing its thing. Thomas Edison used to nap in a chair holding steel balls. The second he drifted off, clang, the balls dropped and woke him up. He was literally trying to catch himself in theta on purpose to harvest ideas. Salvador Dalí did the same thing with a key and a plate. These guys weren't just weird. Well, they were also weird. But they were hacking theta deliberately. And studies out of MIT and the University of Surrey confirmed what Edison figured out by accident. People who spend more time in theta before sleep, that little transitional window, fall asleep faster, get more slow-wave deep sleep, and wake up with significantly better cognitive function. Theta isn't just a pit stop on the way to sleep, it's the on-ramp. And most of us blow right past it because we're doom scrolling until our eyes physically surrender. Okay, now we get to the actual hacking part. There's something called brainwave entrainment, and before you click off, I know how that sounds. This has been studied since the 1930s. This is not crystals and incense. This is peer-reviewed neuroscience. Here's how it works. Your brain has what scientists call a frequency-following response. When it hears a rhythmic stimulus at a certain frequency, it naturally syncs to it, like how you automatically start tapping your foot when a good song comes on. Your brain literally tunes itself to external rhythms. It can't help it. Now, you can't just blast a 5 hertz tone at someone and call it a day. Human hearing only goes down to about 20 hertz, so scientists found a workaround. It's called binaural beats. You play a slightly different frequency in each ear. Say 200 hertz in the left, 205 hertz in the right. Your brain perceives the difference, 5 hertz, and starts to sync to it. That's theta territory. Think of it like this. Imagine 2 tuning forks that are almost, but not quite, the same note. Hold them next to each other and you hear this slow wobble. That wobble is what your brain locks onto. And when that wobble is in theta range, your brain starts following it down. A 2019 meta-analysis in psychological research found binaural beats significantly reduced anxiety. A study in the Journal of Sleep Research found they improved sleep quality. DARPA, yes, the US military's research arm, has been quietly funding brainwave entrainment research for years because of its applications for stress recovery and soldier performance. This technology exists, it works, and it never went mainstream because there's no pill to patent, nothing to sell at CVS. It's just audio. Let me get personal for a second, because I think this is where it actually clicks. I tried Theta Audio about 6 months ago, and I want to be honest, I went in skeptical. I'm not the guy who buys into every biohacking thing that shows up in my feed. I've got terrible wind-down habits. I'm a night owl. My brain treats bedtime like an invitation to audit every financial and social decision I've made since 2011. First time I actually committed to it, headphones on, phone face down, 7 minutes. It felt like someone slowly turned a dimmer switch on my thoughts. Not knocked out, not sedated, just quiet. Like that voice in the back of my head that narrates everything finally took a breath. I slept through the night, which, if you know my sleep history, is borderline miraculous. So I started digging into why it worked and kept landing on the same product coming up over and over in forums, Reddit threads, sleep communities. It's called the Genius Wave. It's a 7-minute audio track developed by neuroscientists specifically designed to guide your brain into theta using advanced brainwave entrainment. The science behind it lines up exactly with everything we just talked about. Multiple brain regions activating and syncing together. Your nervous system getting the signal to actually stand down. People are genuinely raving about this thing. The same comments keep showing up everywhere. I didn't think audio could actually do this. Feels like someone hit a reset button. And look, I get it. I had the same reaction before I tried it. The link's in the description if you want to check it out. 7 minutes. Headphones on, eyes closed. That's the whole ask. Honestly, lower commitment than a Netflix episode. And the upside is a lot better than another episode of whatever show you're half watching while you scroll. Back to the science, because there's more. Binaural beats are one tool, but there's also something called isochronic tones, single tones that pulse on and off at a target frequency. Some researchers actually prefer these because they don't require headphones and may produce stronger entrainment effects. Still being studied, but the early data is interesting. And then there's pink noise and brown noise, which work completely differently. They're not entrainment, they're masking. They cover up the random microsounds in your environment that keep yanking your brain back into beta right when it's trying to settle. Studies from the University of Rochester showed pink noise increased slow-wave sleep by about 23% and significantly improved next-day memory recall. So when you combine them, a theta entrainment layer underneath a masking noise layer, you're essentially building a landing strip for your brain. You're not forcing sleep. You're just removing every obstacle between your brain and sleep. Remember the car analogy? 80 miles per hour, no brakes? Theta audio is the brakes. It lets your brain actually decelerate instead of just crashing. And here's the part I find fascinating about the research. The effects compound over time. People who use theta audio consistently report that after 2 or 3 weeks, they start entering deeper sleep faster, even without the audio. The theory is that you're literally retraining your brain to remember the route down. Like muscle memory, but for your nervous system. Like eventually your brain just knows the way. Okay, I want to be straight with you for a second because I think it matters. Brainwave entrainment is not a cure for clinical insomnia. If you have a diagnosed sleep disorder, please talk to a doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. You know how this goes. The research is genuinely promising, but it's also still relatively young. Most studies have smaller sample sizes, and there's real variance in how people respond. Some feel it immediately. Some need a few sessions. Some people's brains are apparently just contrarian. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, it does not work if you're scrolling Instagram while it's playing. The mechanism requires actual engagement. Headphones on, eyes closed. 7 minutes of actually being present. That's the part nobody puts in the headline because it doesn't sound exciting. But for the people who actually do that, the consistency of positive results across the research is genuinely hard to ignore. And the upside of something that's just audio? No side effects, no dependency, no foggy morning after. The experiment costs you almost nothing. So here's where we land. Your brain has natural frequency states. Sleep requires a specific sequence of those states. Most of us are skipping the most important one, Theta, and then genuinely confused about why we're lying there wired at midnight. Brainwave audio is just a way to guide your brain down that on-ramp on purpose. It's not magic. It's applied neuroscience. In headphone form. If this video actually shifted how you think about sleep, and especially if you're someone who's tried the melatonin, tried the white noise machine, tried the chamomile tea, tried everything and still can't shut your brain off, I really do think the Genius Wave is worth 7 minutes of your time. The link is in the description. I've also pinned it as the first comment so you don't have to hunt for it on mobile. I'm not going to oversell it. I'll just say, for something that asks this little of you, the results people are getting are genuinely hard to argue with. Go check it out. If this video helped you, hit like. It tells YouTube this is worth showing to more people. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. Brain science, sleep, performance, the stuff that actually moves the needle. And drop a comment. Seriously, I want to know. Are you a bad sleeper? What's the one thing that keeps you up? Tell me. I read them all. All right, go get some sleep. With Theta, preferably.